welcome to today's class. Today we're going to be focusing on the anterior pelvic tilt. This is something that I myself actually have had my whole life. So I will just show you. I have a very strong anterior pelvic tilt, but it's so much better now. Now my typical stance is like this, but what I used to do as a kid particularly was stand like this pretty much all the time. And it didn't help that I had this pretty large behind that I don't know where that came from. And then I also have a rib flare, right? So it's sort of like really created a lot of insecurity in my life. And now, of course, it is a lot better, but I wanted to just point that out to you, that if this is something that you're insecure about, there does have to be a level of acceptance that that is the way that your body's made. But we can definitely, strengthen the surrounding muscles to reduce the amount that your pelvis is sort of coming back like that. And it can also sort of create this chest flare. And I think that's actually where the rib flare came for me. So, there is a level of acceptance that, and I do just want to talk about that because I think that a lot of us are always looking for these quick fixes that will sort of lead to us feeling okay in our bodies. And, there is definitely things we can do to improve certain things that maybe we don't love about our bodies in this moment, but maybe we can also just accept them as they are, and if we improve it, that's great. And I can tell you that these exercises will strengthen the surrounding muscles, open up the muscles that need to be sort of lengthened, because there's a lot of pulling that happens that can cause that. There's weakness in the core that can cause the anterior pelvic tilt. There's also weakness in the spine that can cause it. There's tightness. There's a lot of things. So we'll just be addressing a few of those things, and this will just be a great practice for you to do regularly if you want to reduce the amount of that tilt. So we are going to get started on our backs. And right here, I just want you to bend your knees, have your feet flat on the ground. Place your left hand on your heart and then your right hand on your belly. And right here, I want you to notice if your low back is coming off the ground. If it is, send your low back so that it's flush with the mat. Because the anterior pelvic tilt sort of will create that opening there. So tuck your pelvis in ever so slightly, and then just having your hand on your belly there, just noticing what that feels like when you tuck it in, and see if you can notice when it starts to come up again during our practice. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, I want you to tuck in the pelvis a little bit more. Almost so much so that you're going against the mat here. You really can't tuck it in anymore because your spine's going against the ground. Now as you inhale, relax the low back just a little bit. And then as you exhale, pull back. Inhale, relax. Exhale, pull back. One more time, inhale, relax. And exhale, pull back. Beautiful job. Bring your hands on either side of you flat on the mat here. And you can keep your feet, pretty much where they are, but maybe just bring them a little closer so that we can graze the heels with the fingertips. And just notice if your spine has sort of lifted again. Deep inhale. And then as you exhale in this position, I want you to push your hips up towards the sky. So don't let any arching happen. We're really tucking in. We're having that same position. And then from here, you're going to lower down, but you're going to roll the spine down. So tuck even more. And then once your low back has hit the ground, almost touch the ground with your tailbone and then send it back up. All right? So we're really rolling down, not allowing the arch to happen, and then sending it back up. Hips first. Rolling down. And then sending our hips back up. Very slow, very controlled. You'll feel a lot of burning in the glutes, maybe the thighs. And then back up. Lowering down. And then back up. One more time. And then back up. And this time, lower down as slow as you humanly possibly can. All right, beautiful job. Hug your knees into your chest and then reach inside your legs, grab for the outer corners of the feet and stomp your feet up towards the sky, happy baby. Really drawing your tailbone down towards the ground here. Your spine is completely flush with the mat. Inhale. And as you exhale, pull your knees a little bit closer to the floor. Now, can you keep your feet there without your hands? Can you bring your hands behind your head and start to lift the chest up towards the front of the room? So I don't want you looking up to the sky. I really want you to look towards the front of the room here. Inhale. As you exhale, lift even higher. Inhale. As you exhale, lift even higher. Inhale, last time. Higher. And then roll all the way back down. Keep your left foot where it is and then extend your right foot out in front of you and float it off the ground. If this is too intense, you can just pop your foot on the ground there, but do try to keep it lifted. Bring your hands behind your head. We're doing the same thing. Inhale. Exhale, lift up. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale one more time. And exhale, lift. Lower all the way down. And then bring your right foot back. We're going to extend the left leg out. So we've got that half happy baby. We're floating the left foot up. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Last one. Inhale. Exhale to lift. And then roll all the way down. Hug the knees into the chest. Whew. Not easy. Very, very tricky. All right. Bring your feet back down to where they were so the feet are flat on the ground again. And then you can just bring your hands on either side of you here. Push your right foot out towards you, away from you, towards the wall in front of you. All right. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, lift your right foot up towards the ceiling and then lower it back down. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last two. Last one. Then bring your right knee into your chest and extend it out. It's floating above the ground. Into your chest. Extend it out. Remember keeping your back flush with the mat here the whole time. So if your low back is lifted, make sure that you're tucking in that pelvis. Last two. Beautiful job. Bring the knee back in and then hook your right ankle behind your left knee and find supine figure four here. Interlace the fingers behind your left knee and then just pull your leg towards you. Should feel a deep stretch here. Your spine is flush with the mat. And you're not lifting your bum off the ground either. So the tailbone is reaching out in front of you. Keeping the breath nice and steady here. Last breath. And then lower the left foot down. Bring your right foot back down. Extend your left foot out And then lift it up towards the sky, lowering back down, hovering off the ground. Your back is flush with the mat. I have to remind myself too. So don't feel bad if that happens. Lifting up, lowering down. 4, 3. Also try to keep this knee straight. Don't allow it to splay out like that. So keep it in line with your hips. Last one. Bring the left knee to the chest and extend it out. And you can always place your hands on your hips and really kind of push them forward to create that mind-body connection, as if you're really activating your hips here, making sure that that anterior pelvic tilt is not lifting the low back off the ground. Almost like you're holding your hips in place. Last 2. Last 1. And then hook the left ankle behind the right knee, find supine figure 4. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull it closer. Inhale. Exhale, pull closer. Last one. And pull closer. Beautiful job. Bring your foot back down, and then we're just going to rock and roll up to a seated position. All right, and from here, we're going to do a seated rabbit pose. So bring your feet out in front of you, your knees are bent. You're going to thread your right arm underneath your right leg, and then your left arm underneath your left leg, and then you're going to grab your opposite legs. Now, if you can't grab right here, you can always reach a little bit lower. You can also interlace your fingers here, that will help as well. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Inhale, lengthen, find belly to thigh connection. And as you exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, and pull yourself away from your legs. Should feel really good. And slowly unwind. Come back down to your back. Bring your knees to your chest. Place your hands on top of your knees. Just draw circles and massage the low back. Just loosen up any tightness that may be in the low back. That could be pulling in that area. And then reverse. And then lower your feet down to the mat and then just kind of swivel them out so that your feet are like about as wide as your mat, maybe a little bit less. Your knees are knocked together, feet out, toes are facing each other. This can really help relax this area. So this will be great to lay here for a few moments, like a shavasana, just like a modified shavasana, and just take some deep breaths and really relax this part of your body into the ground and have that connection so that it can sort of create this looseness here and get your hips used to being in this position, relaxing the surrounding muscles so that they're not constantly pulling your hips back as well. It's really been helpful for me. So this is where I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that this helped you. Practice this once a week if you want to improve your anterior pelvic tilt. You can practice it as much as you like, but specifically if you want to be really regular with it, once a week will be perfect. You are amazing. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.